Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Inshallah, you are all doing well. Sayyidah Fatima salamullahi alayha, when she was born, Imam Ali put his cheek on her cheek and he started to cry. Sayyidah Fatima salamullahi alayha asked him, "Why are you crying?" He said, "I have received divine revelation of what will happen to her." Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam, she was only 6 years old when her grandfather Rasulullah passed away. 6 months later, her mother was attacked by oppressors, which led to her death. She was only 6. Did Imam Ali, did he decide to leave everybody, and did he blame Allah? Did he blame Allah? Did he blame himself? Did he leave Medina? No. He stayed in Medina and he remained active in the community. Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam, while in her teens, while she was married to Abdullah bin Ja'far al-Tayyar and she had kids with him, she used to teach the women of Medina. She used to ask them, "Who wants to learn tajweed? Come to my house, how to recite the Quran beautifully. Who wants to learn tafsir of the Quran? Come to my house, the deep understanding of the Quran. Who wants to learn our aqeedah? Come to my house. Who wants to learn our beliefs?" Next day she used to ask them, "Who wants to learn about our practical laws, fiqh and sharia? Come to my home." Sayyidah Zainab was described by Imam al-Sajjad as mufahima ghair mufahima wa muallima ghair muallima. She was learned without being taught, and she could understand without being trained to understand. Ibn Hajar, a prominent Sunni scholar, described Sayyidah Zainab as al-aqilatul aqilatul labibatul jazla. Somebody who has knowledge, somebody who the peak of knowledge. She was the most knowledgeable of the ones who had knowledge. Al-labibatul jazla. She had dignity, at the same time she had a deep understanding of what happened. And because when they gain knowledge, they usually lose their dignity. They feel arrogant. Inna Allah la yuhibbu kulla mukhtarin fakhur. Sayyidah Zainab, she was never arrogant. She had the best of akhlaq. When Imam Ali, when he moved to Kufa, Sayyidah Zainab went with him. Imam Ali, he used to teach in the masjid, she used to teach at home. This is why Imam Ali had such a soft spot for her. He used to see himself in Sayyidah Zainab. When Imam Ali was struck by Ibn Muljim, la'natullahi alayh, he was being carried by his 2 sons, Hassan and Hussein. They were crying. Imam Ali told them to remain patient. But when he saw Sayyidah Zainab beside the door, he told them, "Let me go, let me walk straight." They told him, "Why, father?" He said, "Because I see Zainab. I already saw her heart break once. Because if you lost your mother at such a young age, your father's everything you have." When Imam Ali saw Sayyidah Zainab cry, he started to cry too. Imam Ali had 2 soft spots, Kulthum and Sayyidah Zainab. And Sayyidah Zainab, she also learned so much from Imam Ali and Sayyidah Fatima. On one occasion, Imam Ali, he took Sayyidah Zainab home and he was teaching her. He asked her, "What's the first number?" She said 1. She was a young girl. She said 1. He said, "What comes after 1?" She said 1. He said, "What comes after 1?" She said 1. He said, "How is it 1?" He said, "Because you have only taught me about the number 1 because Allah's 1. On another occasion, Imam Ali asked Sayyidah Zainab, "Who do you love in your life?" She said, "I love you." Then he asked her, "Who else do you love?" She said, "I love Allah." He told her, How do you have room to love 2 things in your life?" She said, "Through you I learned about Allah." And on occasions, what she learned from Sayyidah Zainab, she learned how to speak courageously. When they took Imam Ali for bay'ah, Sayyidah Zainab, Sayyidah Fatima, she spoke out against the oppressors. When they took fadak from her, Sayyidah Fatima, she spoke out. It's not a coincidence that Sayyidah Zainab spoke so bravely and eloquently against Yazid in Sham and against Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad in Kufa. She also learned spirituality from Sayyidah Fatima. She learned spirituality from her when she used to do dua. Sayyidah Fatima, every time she did dua, she used to mention everybody. That's one of the conditions of a dua, for your dua to be accepted. To mention other people. Pray for your loved ones, family, friends, neighbors. Pray for the poor. And also another thing you should do in dua is seek wasila. Nabi Adam, when he came down, he said, يا الله بحق محمد وأنت المحمود بحق علي وأنت الأعلى بحق فاطمة وأنت فاتر السماوات والأرض بحق الحسن وأنت المحسن بحق حسين وأنت العقيل الإحسان. Allah asked him, how do you know these names? He said, while you were creating me, I saw a door that had their names. Behind that door was their nur. In our narrations as well, Sayida Zainab and Abu Fadl al-Abbas, they have reached minor asma. Their nur was also created with Ahlul Bayt, with the rest of Ahlul Bayt. وصلى اللهم على سيدنا محمد وآل محمد.